Excellent, Shay Carl. Great, Will of DC. We're gonna get our host out here to answer some questions himself. And I think Charles Trippy is running down as well. So when he gets out here, and Kasim G.
Hey, Kasim.
Excellent. Okay, we'll grab you another chair, Will. It's all good. So, hi guys, how's it going?
Very well.
Sorry. We only have 3 mics, so yeah, we're gonna have to do the passive
We can
game.
share. We'll share.
Cool. Thank you. Sorry. So, we want to start off with, what are you guys most excited about for at Playlist Live this weekend?
Honestly, meeting everyone, like yesterday was awesome because you just walk around and you just meet people who watch your videos and you get to actually talk to them and realize those actual comments are real people. So for me, that's the best part.
For me, it's like, because I've been doing this and because it's such a kind of unique thing to YouTube and have a following on it, like I've made really, really strong friendships with other people who do it. And so to see them again, because we only get to see them like a couple times a year, because I'm not out in LA like everyone else. So that, and also what Justine said.
I'm excited to put my sweaty armpit on everybody's shoulder, like this.
Woo!
So we get a picture, tell me if you can feel my sweaty armpit on your shoulder, okay? Like that. What are you most excited about?
Thanks, Shay. I'm excited that I keep coming back, you know, like, that I'm still relevant, I guess. I'm also excited to hang out with Jenna Marbles. And I'm also excited that I found out that the hotel workers throw away live snakes in trash cans. I saw that happen yesterday, so be careful when you throw your stuff away. There's snakes, I'm not joking, there's snakes.
How about you, Will?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
What are you most excited about this weekend at Playlist Live?
I think I'm excited to be hosting it again. I think that that's a little bit of an exciting thing for me.
That's awesome. Some of you were mentioning meeting other partners, creators, fans. Do you guys have any crazy stories of fan interaction or anything that's super funny or memorable with either at an event like Playlist Live or VidCon or just like at the mall?
I actually have a good one. Well, okay, maybe it's not a good one, but at last year's Playlist, after it was all, like, I was so very much like hardcore into it where I like didn't party and I was in bed right when it, like after everything ended because I wanted to be on top of my game, but like Sunday when it ended last year, I was like, I need a drink. So I went to the bar and got lots of drinks, and then I ran into somebody who was like, oh, I'm a big fan of yours, and I was really drunk, and they were like, I don't like you anymore because you're drunk. And I felt like it just, like I was just like, I have to go back to my room and like give penance for my sins now. I felt so terrible, so I'm sorry to whoever that was, and it was just a very weird experience for me. They're like, you do bad things, and I'm like,
You're redeeming
I know, it's like,
yourself,
I guess I'm
Will.
going straight edge now, I don't know.
If you be nice, Cassim will resubscribe.
Cassim will never resubscribe, I've gotten over that, it's okay.
I think for me, it's a little awkward because, you know, a lot of you guys know that I love dancing in Apple stores. Well, this is not a good thing because they know as soon as I walk in, they know what I'm gonna do, so they stop me, and before I even walk in, they're like, we just wanna let you know we're really busy today so you can't dance here. So for me, that's been a little disappointing. But I've met so many awesome people that are actually just shopping in Apple stores, and I'm like, hey, what's up? So, yeah, I forgot what the original question was, so, okay.
My favorite bit of fan interaction happened when I went to my favorite burrito place, just in Nebraska, where I'm from, and I walked in, and the kid working behind the counter, as soon as I walk in the door, just goes, Dan Brown! And like, I thought that it was someone that like, I maybe had met through school or something, and so I was like, do I know you? And he's like, I love your videos! And he's like, I thought you lived in Omaha! And so, that was fun, made my day.
I once had somebody upgrade me to first class on a flight, and I was like, what's this all about? I was like, well, I'll take it. And then when I got off the airplane in Salt Lake, the Delta lady who did it for me, she's like, did you like your flight? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I love your videos. I was like, oh, are you the reason I'm sitting in first class? She's like, yeah. I'm like, thank you. Keep watching my videos.
Can you be on everything?
That has never happened to me. I do have an airplane story. I remember going through security, and since I'm brown and Middle Eastern, it's a little different experience for me. And the random bag screenings seem a little bit more random. And I walked through, and the guy, I put my stuff through and the guy scanned me or touched me or felt me up or whatever, and I went around and he had my bag, he was holding it like this, he's like, is this your bag? I was like, yeah. He's like, good, because I love your videos. And I was like, good, man. You didn't find all that weed in my bag. Woo. Just kidding. How old are you guys? No, I know.
Sounds good. So there's an array of anecdotes there. Cool. Well, let's go back to making videos for a minute then. Since we have a lot of people out here who are taping this as we speak, videoing us as we speak, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to get huge on YouTube? How do you get your start? How do you interact with the community? What type of things do you want to see happening more of on YouTube, especially from new or aspiring creators?
Make something new, I think, is a good, good advice. Offer something that nobody else is offering, because if you do what everybody else is doing, you gotta stand out, you know what I'm saying? So think of a way to do something in a different way, your own way. It's probably the best advice, because if you don't stand out, then you're just part of everybody else, so you gotta find a way.
And you don't necessarily have to create something totally original and new, you just have to, I think, find your voice. Like if you wanted to do like a Ray William Johnson type format where you're reviewing things, it's fine, it doesn't matter, you just have to have a unique voice, and I think that's the hardest part, is finding that yourself.
Yeah, I would say spend some time just finding what you like to talk about and what you like to do. Like, I always, when I'm on panels with I guess my peers, I feel a bit of a fraud because they're all so like creative and talented in their own way, and they came to YouTube with such creativity and talent and like something ready to give to YouTube, and I came to YouTube just taking. Like I came to YouTube as a fan, and I fanboyed over all of them for so many years, and I, by luck, was able to find myself in a position where I was talking about YouTubers all the time, and YouTubers liked, me talking about them, and I found a little niche for myself in YouTube News where obviously I don't get the millions of views that they do, but I feel like I have a nice little audience that I enjoy, and that, I like that, like being, popular on YouTube can mean many different things. Like it can be 10,000 views a video because I love talking about news, I love talking to other YouTubers about YouTube, and that's really what my passion is. I'm not like, oh, I want to like be famous on YouTube. It's like, I just want to talk about YouTube with anyone else who wants to talk about YouTube and listen to me talk about YouTube. And I'm always very fortunate that I am in this position where I'm on stage with these guys and I'm here hosting. I always feel very, very blessed.
You're in the right place then. I think everybody here will talk to you about YouTube and videos.
I think really, what most of you guys have said is really make something that you love. So if you're talking about cooking and you don't love cooking, like we're gonna know that you don't actually like it. So really find that thing that you like to talk about. And I know I get a lot of people that ask me, they're like, how are you so comfortable in front of the camera? I mean, you just do it so much that you become comfortable. And for me too, when I'm filming, I realize annoying things that I do because I'm editing it, so I'm like, oh, I should never do that again. So you really learn from yourself and from your editing.
Finally,
can
where
have-
have you been, young man?
I got lost. They told me the first floor.
We're talking about what you would suggest to future YouTubers, Charles. If I was gonna start a channel today, what should I do?
If you were to start like from scratch, just
Right.
a brand new channel,
This is a good question. I should ask you, Charles. What if you had to start all over and you lost like both of your channels? You had to start a new channel and nobody knew who you were. What would you do?
try.
That's a lot of work.
No, actually, I would probably do the exact same thing. I feel like YouTube is personality based. You guys probably already touched on that. If you were to like start with like, I think skits are really good because they're really funny. You can really capture people, but to really get in depth, in my opinion, is like a personality based. It's like what I started was just like straight up like vlogs, so people can get to know you, I guess. And then from that, you can branch out and do other things. I don't know. I mean, that's just what I did, and that's probably what I would do again. But
I'd say good advice is make a lot of videos and something will stick to the wall because you're like, well, I don't know, what am I good at? Sometimes you won't know that until you find it in yourself. So just like, if you have an idea, like, make it, try it. Don't be like, oh, that's dumb, it won't work. You might as well, because you gotta get good at editing and filming. I mean, you gotta do all these things. So the best advice is just to make stuff, and you'll get better at it eventually. I mean, it just takes time, but that's probably the best.
Well, I think the question was framed in kind of the wrong way. The question shouldn't be, how do I become big on YouTube? The question should be just, how do I start YouTubing? And my advice would be, there are all sorts of these niche communities that are starting to, it used to be where YouTube was a community in and of itself. It's grown to the point now where, like, I have kind of gotten into, like, the chess community on YouTube recently. There are, like, 10 really popular chess channels that get, like, 20,000 views a video. Yeah, I mean, there are all sorts of things. So find your niche community and just kind of burst onto the scene with confidence and really interact with other people and just try to work your way up. And if you're charismatic and fun and people like you, then it's a meritocracy.
So make a lot of videos and let your personality really show. Go out there, have fun. And Will has one more thing.
Sorry, I was trying to shout out to Dan so he could say it into the mic. I was just gonna say that interaction is key. I mean, I don't think any of us would, be where we are if we weren't so invested in who was watching us and having a conversation with everyone that was watching us, and then having a conversation with each other. Like, the biggest part about YouTube is the interaction. Like, without it, it's nothing.
All you guys. Okay, cool. Dan, you wrote up something that I think is kind of a fun question. What maybe niche community on YouTube are you a part of or following, or what type of videos are you watching that maybe everybody doesn't know about that you don't post that you just watched? So how Dan is watching some chess videos. Does anybody else have their secret YouTube video watching habits?
Or makeup tutorials all the time.
Awesome.
I don't know if anybody is into fighting games like Street Fighter and Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Marvel vs. Capcom, but I'm intensely into these fighting games right now, and the whole fighting game community. Not video games at large, just these 3 fighting games and all the people that do them. I'm kind of hardcore obsessed right now.
What's crazy about YouTube is you'll come across somebody that's like, what? This person has 400,000 subscribers? I've never heard of this person. That's what's so insane about YouTube, is that it's just so big now. It's a giant... YouTube used to be a state, and now YouTube is the world, and there's so much... Is that a good analogy, Castle?
No. I forget what the question was.
Anything you want to talk about?
Honestly, I can't hear anything you guys are saying. I'm just sitting here trying to smile for you people.
Capsum's always just a pretty face. You can just sit there, be the pretty face.
What are we talking about? Niche communities? Niche? What's the word even? I don't think I'm as tuned into the. I mean, I just like watching comedy videos, funny videos, but even in there's some niche stuff, people you've never seen. But I totally agree. YouTube used to be a state, and it was small enough, and it was a niche in its own right. And since it got so big, we were able to spin off, and all these other people were able to find success. I was watching Kat Riffick's panel about gaming, and she was talking about live streaming and all that stuff I didn't even know existed, and that makes me happy to hear, because that just means that it's getting bigger and more people are getting interested.
Cool.